Wes, what did you see defensively tonight, and what did you regard as the key differences in tonight's game?
Yeah, we really struggled on that end, and I think it's one thing to say, Jokic and, the guy of his caliber beats you. He has an impact for sure. But, we can't let their bench get loose like they did, 50 plus points off their bench. And now everybody's part of it. I think you're going to have your hands full with those type guys. Your MVP caliber, your starters. But that everyone has an opportunity. It's a bit much.
Wes, we saw another good night from Deni, another good night from Corey. What can they kind of take advantage of in this final stretch of the season?
Well, I just like to see them continue to grow. Deni's playmaking, ability in the open floor and pick and rolls. I thought he was aggressive, played downhill. I think that's a good sign. And he's going to have more opportunities, but I think he really took advantage of it, and he was assertive tonight.
You've mentioned how obviously beating a guy like Jokic takes a committee approach. KCP on the road trip has said he sometimes feels like help defense isn't coming when guys expect it to. What do you see from that team defense aspect? Is there, I don't want to call it a lack of trust. That's not what KCP said, but what are you looking at? Well,
some of it's lack of synergy. I think, that we have 2 or 3 guys locked in, and maybe 2 or 3 others who aren't. And I think the other layer to that, and then it's different when it's a Nikola and you have to game plan to get the ball in his hands, or a LeBron, a Steph, those type caliber players. But also the one-on-one component. We shouldn't have to bring help, to every one-on-one situation. We can be in shrink spots and, show a crowd. But if we are unable to stay in front and have to bring help every possession, it's a problem. So there has to, take a little bit more pride in guarding one-on-one. That's a big key. Some of that is understanding player tendencies. So you don't get beat with a go-to move. You don't get beat to a strong hand. Doing your work early, not letting the guy just catch where he wants to catch. So, I think you put all these layers together. That's one side, and the coverage side is different. So it's probably a little bit of both, but I don't think it's a lack of trust. I think maybe more so the lack of synergy.
Another game where 3-point defense was an issue. Is there something you guys need to do differently, or do you think these last 5 or 6 games have just been kind of a blip on the radar?
Well, I think the last 2 for sure. Steph, Clay, and those guys are unique. You look at the shots, the threes, 18 threes the other night, Golden State, and I think 6 or 7 were from guys we said we would live with. That doesn't mean you don't contest them. But the gravity of those other 2 players, they command, it's going to lead to something open. Similar to tonight. Now, the ones off the dribble, those tough contested. The ones in rotations, but you can't give them up in transition. So I think it's a little bit of both. But overall, I think the 3-point defense has been solid. It's just having a little bit more awareness, a little more urgency to get to those guys. We knew going in, if you're going to put 2 guys on Nikola, he's going to find the open guy. And you just have to get there. There's no way around it. So just have a little bit more urgency in those situations and get those guys off the line.
We saw Thomas Bryant, in part because Gaff got into foul trouble. What do you think about the way he played?
Good minutes. He did. I thought he was engaged, vocal. I think he was, trying to use his physicality to, establish position and, kind of push Nikola off his spots a little bit. So I thought it was overall a solid effort.
With Deni, where can he grow as, and I guess an attacker, or just in his offensive game? What growth would you like to see from him?
Well, yeah, I think that's part of it. Playing downhill more, not settling, getting to the rim, finishing through traffic, through contact rather. And I think that's going to help him generate easy points. Get to the line, which helps us. Because now allows us to set our defense a bit. But he excels as a playmaker and pick and roll. But I think the more he can play downhill, the better. He's not just a spot-up shooter. I think he's improved in that area. But I'd like to see him continue to play downhill and get in the paint.
Neil.
Hey, Coach. Porzingis played the full third quarter. Is it fair to say that he's kind of fully ramped up and ready to go?
Technically not. He's close.
All right, coach, that's it. Appreciate you.
First of all, what do you think made the difference for them tonight?
I think we started off slow, missed some easy ones. I think we smoked a lot of layups today. And then we just couldn't pick it up from there. We didn't really set the tone from the beginning, and they're once they get going, it's hard to stop those guys, And even when Cousins came in too, he played great, made some tough shots, drives. They played really well. And they took some stuff that we usually do away from us. We not our best game, obviously, and we have to be better, and that's it. On to the next one.
What's the challenge like going up against Jokic?
I mean, what is he? Number 1, number 3, I don't know, MVP voting. So he's one of the best players in the world. We were doubling him in the post, but he's so good at passing the ball out and then reposting and doing all the little things really good. And then some 50-50 calls always go his way, obviously, which is normal. So it's just so hard to stop him. Big body and one of the smartest players on this planet. So you just try to do the best you can, try to stop him.
KP, what can this team's younger players like Deni and Corey kind of take from this final stretch? What can they get done?
Yeah, I think they played really good, both of them. They were aggressive the whole night. They had good energy on both ends, and they were talking more than usual, I think, in my opinion, and that's important for us going forward. We all have to be talking on both ends, but especially on defense, and that's going to be the growth for us. I think the more they talk, and we don't have these mess ups, so we don't know if we're switching or not. Just communicate that, and that way everybody's alert and everybody's ready to sit down and guard. So I think those are some growing steps for us.
And as your kind of minutes increase, what are you focused on? I guess mainly just getting in rhythm and building that chemistry that you've talked about, or is there something specific in your game that you'd like to take this kind of final stretch and really focus on?
No, I just want to play my game, and I enjoy being in a position where I'm, for example, going into the screen and slipping out, and that messes up the other team, and they don't know if they're switching, and Kuz or somebody gets a layup. I love just to draw some attention away from everybody else, from my teammates. So Kuz was really good playmaking today. He's great passer, and I try to look for us to be in that situation so he can go downhill attack, or if they switch or whatever, he can use the mismatch. So we're going to keep working on that connection between us, and keep building as a team.
Kristaps, what's the mood like right now among the team?
You know how it is when you're losing. It's not. I don't know if you know, but it's not. It's not what we want to do. It's obviously it's always tougher after losses, but it's a part of this business. You don't just get wins because you're a good guy or something. So we have to go out there, work, and show that we can win games, and that has to be our goal. But it won't happen just out of nowhere. We have to put the things together, and everybody has to be on point. And because offensively, I feel like we have enough talent to do some good things out there. I think once we clean up the defense a bit more, and we get better on that end, I think we'll be much more capable of competing in these games. So yeah, I think it's a learning lesson for us tonight. Good team, one of the better teams in the league, and yeah, we had some good stretches that we can take away from this game, but it's a tough loss at the end.
You.
Hey, KP, you played the entire 12 minutes of the third quarter. Just how do you feel physically, conditioning wise?
Good, yeah. I wanted to go more in the first half, obviously, but then once I got going a little bit in the second half, I stayed in. Coach allowed me to stay in, it felt good. Felt good. Obviously, you have moments where you're, breathing a bit more heavy, but overall, I think my physical conditioning is coming up, and I'm able to stay out there for long stretches and feel good out there.
Thanks, KP.
Thank you.
Last question to Kristaps.
Hey, KP, hope you're doing well. What are the priorities of both for you and for the whole team for the next games until the end of the season?
I think just keep growing as a group that we have right now. Obviously, Brad is out, but with the guys that we have some young guys, and we have some. We have to keep growing for sure. And as I said, that's keep talking on both ends, make sure everybody's on the same page, and just keep lifting each other up and try to help each other to become a better team, better group.
And what did you say about the level of aggressiveness of your team, especially on the defensive end?
What did I think of the aggressiveness?
Yes.
It was good. Some stretches were really good. I think some stretches we, not that we don't put the effort in, we do. Or we don't talk enough, or we don't make it clear if it's a switch or not. Little things that we have to be better and be a bit more experienced. But overall, I think our effort is there. It's just we need to gain that experience, and I think once we do that, our defensive level will pick up.
Thank you very much, KP.
Thank you.
Thanks, KP.
Thanks, guys.
Denny, how do you assess the defense tonight?
I think we can do better. I mean, we've been there defensively in the beginning of the season, I remember. And, just our effort need to be better. I think we need to communicate way more. I think when we are determined and we are communicating on defense, we got some defensive possession. We play a great defense, but it just needs to be consistent. Our transition defense, I can say, can be much better, but, we're improving. We're talking to each other, and we're trying to do our best to improve anything.
When it comes to 3-point defense, that's been a strength for you guys for the most part this year. What's been going on lately? Is it transition? Is that the problem?
I can say transition is part of it, but I mean, we're great in running guys off the line. I mean, the coaches doing a great job of giving us the scouting report, and the guys that are great 3-point shooters, we're good at running them off. But I think it's like the consistency of our defense, like talking every possession and knowing being on a string. I can say that, like really like seeing the team effort is more from like individually. That's sometimes missing, but I think we'll do our work and we'll improve it slowly.
Deni, did you make more of an effort to talk on defense tonight?
Listen, I'm always trying to be vocal. Sometimes I don't have the chance, but a lot of times when I can be vocal, whether it's on offense or defense, a lot of times you guys don't hear it, but I'm coming to the guys. I'm communicating, even if it's not like being vocal. If it's like after a play, I did something wrong, or somebody else did something wrong, like just come to them and just explain, hey, that need to be like that, or we need to switch that. So just communicate with our team, with my teammates, and we're doing a better job of it.
How much more of a chance did you have tonight to play make?
I mean, I just got in the rhythm of from the start. I'm trying to be more and more aggressive. I'm working on my game a lot too, and playmaking for others, for me, it's like what I grew up doing, and it brought me back a little bit today, but I loved it. I loved playmaking for my teammates. Just being involved feels good.
Neil?
Deni, not so much a question about the game, but back when Pat had to go to COVID protocols, Zach Guthrie was helping you pregame workout. Now you're kind of having both of them pregame. I guess what's kind of the different dynamic that helps you with?
They've done a great job of having a pregame. I'm sorry, Neil. I'm sorry. 1 second. Pat done a great job of
doing pregame work with me is just being consistent. I feel like being consistent in our pregame and I mean, doing things that I'm doing like in the game, and we added a little bit more and more things, and I'm feeling better out there for sure.
Is that kind of just not just taking shots, but kind of just mimicking kind of live ball things that you might see during the game?
Yeah, it's just reading the game, doing better overall, and I just having fun out there. Pregame is really like be in a good mood, like be ready and sharp. So that's why we keep it on.
Thanks, Deni.
You're welcome.
Christos?
Hey, Deni, hope you're doing well. You
How you
mentioned
doing?
the consistency. My question to you is, what do you need to do to be a consistent team on defense, and how important is to start your defense from the level to upgrade your level of aggressiveness as a team?
As I said, I think communication can be better. We still learn each other, and we need to cover for each other. We need to be there for each other every possession, and this is something we need to really be focusing on. Just be determined, aggressive, and just even not fouling sometimes. Just being solid defensively.
Shalom, Deni. Keep up.
Shalom.
Alexander?
Deni, you played great tonight, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, but
Voila.
in work tonight, what do you think was kind of the main issue? And also, how was he playing versus Nikola Jokic tonight?
First of all, playing versus Nikola is always nice to see him. We have a good relationship, and I think what was missing is just us being more aggressive. I mean, it's hard for me to come here and like say everything what was missing and what wasn't good in the game, but it can go both ways. I mean, we could have done better. I know we can do better, and I've seen it, and just stay focused throughout the game, and being solid overall. Nothing really much to say.
What do you anticipate for the next game versus the Knicks?
I can hear you again.
What do you anticipate for the next game against the Knicks on Friday?
Yeah, we're gonna prepare, do what we gotta do. They're a good team, not every team in the NBA can, win and do good things. And we're gonna correct our mistakes tomorrow and be ready for New York.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Iran, you on? I think Iran was having difficulty, so we'll go to Penny.
Hey guys, switching back to Hebrew. היי דני, מה קורה? מה שלומך? חג שמח.
חג שמח, חג שמח.
המאמן מקודם היה כאן ואמר שאתה צריך ללכת יותר דאון-היל. זה משהו שבאמת מדברים איתך הרבה עליו, כי ראינו במשחק הזה שאתה הולך באמת לסל יותר, וגם סיים בדרכים מאוד יצירתיות, ראינו גם יורו-סטפ, גם תעתעת מסירה, גם ביד שמאל, דברים שהיה כיף לראות.
אני חושב שכאילו כל הדברים האלה זה דברים שיש לי בארסנל, זה פשוט לפעמים עניין של כאילו קצב ואולי ביטחון תוך כדי משחק שאתה יודע, אתה צובר וניסיון. אני מרגיש יותר בנוח על המגרש. אני מאמין שלאט לאט כאילו דברים עוד ייפתחו, ואני אצליח לעשות עוד דברים יותר יצירתיים ובאמת יוכל לנסות, אבל אתה יודע, זה תהליך, זה לא בא ביום, ואני שמח שהיה לי את ההזדמנות, אתה יודע, לעוד קצת יותר דברים, והרגשתי קצת יותר בנוח היום. מפה אני, אתה יודע, רק מנסה להמשיך קדימה, אתה יודע, להמשיך לשחק באגרסיביות. יכול להיות שגם יהיו משחקים שאולי זה יהיה פחות, אבל אתה יודע, אני מנסה שזה יהיה המיינדסט שלי כמעט כל משחק.
זה משהו שהצוות עובד איתך עליו, כאילו מדבר איתך עליו, שהם רוצים ש...
לא בדיוק מדברים איתי על זה, פשוט כאילו אני עובד על זה תוך כדי השנה, רואה וידאו של שחקנים אחרים שעושים כל מיני דברים שאני יכול להוסיף למשחק שלי, כן, אבל יש כאלה שאני עובד איתם שכן, אנחנו כן מדברים על זה וכן רוצים להוסיף את זה.
אז כאילו דוגמה, היום רק בשביל ההבנה זה כאילו תחושה שלך של המשחק, אתה מרגיש, הכדור מגיע אליך יותר ופשוט זורם עם הקצב.
פשוט הרגשתי בנוח, כאילו לא חשבתי יותר מדי, נכנסתי טוב למשחק, ושאני לא חושב, אתה יודע, אני בפעמים כאילו יותר קל לי לעשות דברים. זה לא שאין לי את היכולות האלה, יש לי אותם, פשוט שאלה כאילו באיזה סיטואציה ובאיזה מצב אני נמצא.
לגמרי. אחלה, חג שמח.
We're good?
Yep,
Yaron?
you're good. Thanks, Deni.
We're good? All right.